Okay, how do you find the difference between a legitimate mortgage strategy versus a scam? And both are out there. I'll start with this. A scam asks for trust before evidence can be verified. Legitimate financial education provides evidence and sources to be verified before you are asked for anything. The difference isn't the claim. The difference is, can the claim be verified before anything is asked of you? That's how you spot what's a scam and what's not. I'll give you a good example. There's nowhere on our website that you can pay us. We don't allow it. You have to be verified first. We have to run an analysis. We have to show you the verified sources. We have to show you the third grade level math and tell you, okay, based on your situation, here's how much money you're going to save before we collect a penny. We do all of that for free. It's impossible to go anywhere on our website and click a button to pay us because it doesn't exist. A scam, however, is making claims and just bringing anybody on board that's willing to pay. Now, I still would argue that that's not a scam. You should be an adult and verify things on your own before you give anybody any dollars. But we remove that entirely for people who maybe trust and still don't even verify. So we've removed that entirely because we're not a scam. We're far from it. We've helped 12,000 people in all 50 states over the last 12 years refinance their existing mortgage, get a simple interest debt tool like a home equity line of credit paired with a cash flow strategy that saves our average client $170,000. It also pays off the home an average of 5 to 7 years versus their original 30-year timeline. And I'll give you a bonus. Where can you go to verify what we're saying is true without ever even contacting us? And the truth lies in your own closing documents. My favorite document is actually the loan estimate. And if you look at it, page 1 breaks down what your interest rate is and your payment, the amortization schedule. Page 2 goes over the closing costs. Page 3, however, tells you how much interest you're actually going to pay. See, on the first page, they start with the lowest, easiest number to sell. Maybe it's 3.5%, 3.875. However, when you flip the pages and get to the last page, why is it buried on the last page? Oh, I've always wondered that. I don't actually wonder, I'm sure you wonder that, but I know the reason. Because that's not the sexy part. The sexy part is you're going to see that you're not paying 3.875 over 30 years. You are paying 70% in interest if you kept that loan and never refinanced to get a lower rate and reset the clock all over again. So 70% in interest, that's a payday lender loan. I don't even know that that should be legal, to be honest with you, but that's where the truth lies. So look at your own closing documents and look at the third page of your loan estimate. You're paying far more than the interest rate that was advertised to you or the one that you closed on at the closing table. On top of that, I would also take a look at your mortgage acceleration clause, because a lot of people find peace in getting a mortgage because everybody else is doing it. Well, if everybody else is doing it, everybody else is getting the same results. Why not be different to get different results, probably better results? I would argue that. But let's go back to the mortgage acceleration clause. Pull that out, because people think, well, mortgages don't get accelerated. And I would agree that most of them do not. But if you read that page, there's all kinds of legality in there that gives that lender or bank the option to accelerate you paying off your home in 90 days for almost any reason. And it doesn't have to be because you're making late payments. It could be just because they don't want to hold your loan anymore and they're forcing you to refinance or pay them off in 90 days. That's the mortgage acceleration clause. So everything we talk about can be verified even with just your own loan documents and using third grade level math and determining, well, hold up, I didn't realize I was taking out a $300,000 loan at 3.875% and I'm going to be paying $510,000. Now you do. And you've verified it utilizing your own loan documents. On top of that, pull out your amortization schedule. Take a look at how much your payments are actually affecting interest versus principal. And you'll notice that in the earlier years, especially for 5 years, it's almost interest only. It's not quite interest only, but it is front loaded with interest. Why? Because the banks and lenders know that most Americans refinance or sell every 3 to 5 years. So they want to rush in and get their profits first. So the first 5 years are predominantly interest only payments. And you actually don't start making more towards the principal than interest for almost 18 years at a decent interest rate. If the interest rate is elevated, 6, 7, 8%, it's actually going to be a longer timeline horizon than that. So if you're making a $2,000 payment for almost 2 decades, most of that is going to interest and very little is going towards principal reduction. And you can verify that with your own amortization schedule. and then just run simple calculation of what it would look like in a home equity line of credit where money goes in to principal first and pays down principal, then interest is recalculated every single day. Just right off the top there, I've said this countless times now, I will continue to say this. I would rather have a 9% HELOC, which actually I don't even know that high rate even exists. I'm just exacerbating the issue here. I would rather have a 9% home equity line of credit than a 3% mortgage because they're apples and oranges. They're two different animals. They don't calculate the same and they don't interact with cash flow the same. So when you verify these resources and do the math yourself, it will become compelling and convincing for you to look at an alternative strategy to being debt-free, assuming that's what you want to be, or open up access to capital if you want to leverage it to start a business or weather a storm, whatever it is. You will find that you will convince yourself because now you've gone down the rabbit hole and actually did the research yourself and actually verified everything that we're saying to be true. Again, that's the difference between a scam and something that is legitimate. And oh, by the way, if you like this, please hit subscribe and like this video. Check out some other videos too, because we're producing content like this every single day, uploading new videos every single day, and it's all valuable for your own personal finances. So it's free content, and the freest thing that you can do to help us is actually subscribe and hit the like button. All right, and lastly, what do people find when they verify this? They'll realize that the interest cost is a lot higher than they expected, even though it was disclosed to them at the closing table, and that the timeline horizon is not compatible with what their future goals are, which also means the balance moves slower than they thought it would. Your principal reduction going down is a lot slower if you didn't verify your own amortization schedule. So in closing, you don't need to trust us. Run your own numbers, check out your own closing documents, and you'll find the truth you already signed for. Y'all take care. God bless.